talking about the harvest of souls. And there's in Revelation 14, 15 that Brother Fred read, talking about the harvest because the earth is ripe. And I wanted to focus a little more on the ripe part of it. We have the wheat and tares story where they're all mixed up and the farmer says, don't pull them up yet because you might get the good stuff or the bad stuff. You got to wait till it's evident that they're different. Then you can make the harvest. And with the sheep and the goats, I'm not going to really get into a whole lot other than I always wonder why is it sheep and goats? Not sheep and cattle. They're really different. Sheep and goats are very similar. And I think that's the point, is that they're very similar. And so when they're off on the hill somewhere, you really can't tell which is which. I don't know if you've ever seen them out in the pasture at a distance, but the shepherd knows. And he's the one who separates them. But I actually want to go back even further to Ecclesiastes 3. To everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under heaven, a time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, and time to pluck. That's which is planted. And in our verse, it talks about the harvest of the earth being ripe. It's time to be harvested. My dad was a harvest supervisor out in California, and his job was to go out into the fields and decide this stuff's ready to pick. How many people do I need? How much is going to be ready? And so he would go out in the field and check it. And when I was a young teen, we used to get to go out with him on Saturdays and go out and hang out in the fields and learn stuff. And I used to ask him, well, it just happened to be a cantaloupe field in the summertime at this time. And I said, how do you know when it's ready? And he would show me, like, where it connects to the vine, when a cantaloupe is really ready to be picked, it starts to kind of get little cracks around the vine. It's ready to be separated. And that's when you know it's about time. But to really know, he had a knife that he, especially for it, and he had this little tool called a refractometer, and he would cut the melon, take a little bit of the juice and smear it on the refractometer and look it up at the light, and it would tell you how much sugar content was in it. To really know when it's ready, you have to know what's on the inside. You got signs from the outside. You can kind of tell, but you don't really know when it's ripe and ready to go till the inside. Same thing with wheat. Looks good, but it has to be a certain amount of dryness before you can harvest it. Otherwise, it might spoil in the silo. Which made me think of Hebrews 4:12. How do we know? We don't know who's going to get harvested or where in here. We can't tell by looking at people when we have the sheep and goats. It's the shepherd who does it because he knows what's on the inside. The harvester of the wheat and the tares, he was the expert. He knew when to tell that there's a difference, and he knew which one to put where. And Hebrews 4:12 says, the word of God is living and active, sharper than a two-edged sword, even to penetrating as far as the division of soul and spirit, both joints and marrow, and able to judge the thoughts and intents of the heart. It's what's on the inside that he judges. And that's when he knows when it's ripe, when the fields are ripe to harvest, both for the evil and the righteous.